I think we need more thinking.
It's a rematch of round one from last year's playoffs with Nuggets versus Clippers in LA. Who got the win? Let's find out. You're listening to CS 105.1, where I talk about the Nuggets with good vibes. Let's get it.
Let's try to get healthy. Let's stay together. And if we can do that, we put ourselves in a good situation.
How's it going, everyone, and welcome. I'm CS Chandler, here for another take of Nuggets basketball. Well, it was another rematch, if you could say, of the Nuggets and Clippers in LA in the Intuit Dome for the first time meeting up in the regular season so far. I know we met up with them in preseason. Now we officially meet them in regular season for the first time since the playoffs. And the Clippers going into this game already were on a 5-game losing streak. The Nuggets were on a 5-game winning streak. So one team was going to go 6 either way. Then going into the game also, AG and Jamal were listed as questionable, later then upgraded to available, but then Kawhi as well as Bradley Beal both listed as out, as well as CP3. And Bradley Beal, if you didn't hear already, is out for the rest of the season. He has a broken hip, he has to go to surgery, and so he's out for the rest of the season. He's expected to have a full recovery for next season, but he's out. And the kind of the no shit kind of point there for me is just like, if you were to ask me to guess which two players were going to be out this game, I would have told you Kawhi and Bradley Beal, because they are like the poster children of resting or, injury report. Like, the only other person I would put on there would be Embiid, but obviously he's not on there. Maybe Embiid and Paul George, right? Like, those four are constantly freaking injured. So, it didn't really shock me that they were out, but at the same time, it sucks for Bradley Beal to be out the rest of the season. Though, I mean, you make millions of dollars. Like, how actually bad can you feel for a guy? But I mean, still, an injury is an injury, and I hope he gets rested and comes back soon, because also you want to face your opponents at full health, not at a crippled kind of team. But that didn't stop the Clippers. They still had a lot of fight in them this game. So the Nuggets, with their usual starters, Jokic, Jamal, AG, Cam Johnson, and CB, Nuggets were wearing their debut, I should say. They debuted their City Edition Black Skyline jerseys that we've seen. The previous versions of these had Nuggets on the bottom of the skyline. This time around, they swapped it for Denver. And I saw some commenters on X and everything commenting of like, why is it switched to Denver and not Nuggets? And I feel like the biggest reason for that is they had to find some kind of reason to differentiate the two jerseys. You don't want the identical jersey. You want it a little bit different for this season, so you can like say like, okay, yeah, that was that season. This is this season. And then also, just like the past couple of seasons, they've been running on this 5280 Denver kind of marketing, and you got rid of the 5280, thank God, but the Denver part is still kind of sticking true there. And I'm fine with that. I mean, it's called the Denver Nuggets for a reason, right? So leave the Denver in there. I'm fine with it. And it's really sucks that like these jerseys are way too expensive. I really wish I could have one, but they are like $150, and I don't know if I'll ever get one, because by the time I get the money, they'll be sold out, I would love a 32 Aaron Gordon jersey. That would be the one that I would get for sure. Let me know in the comments what you would get, or if you've already gotten one, let me know. And so they were wearing their black Skyline jerseys. The Clippers were wearing their red jerseys, and the Nuggets got the win. Let's go, Nuggets. Steve Ballmer, eat it. Eat it, Steve Ballmer. I can't stand that guy. I don't know about you, but I cannot stand Steve Ballmer. I'm so glad that he is sulking right now in his stupid chair. Final score, though, was 130 to 116. Let's go, Nuggets. Let's go. I would love for the Nuggets fans to just pack Intuit Dome. And you know how Jeff Van Gundy got these shirts drafted up for the Clippers that said, "Get back in transition and remember the Nuggets won. You lost to the Nuggets," or whatever. And I want Nuggets fans to pack the arena with saying, like, "Fear Adelman." You know, Adelman has been such a great opponent for the Clippers. Just overall, like, mental, like him and Jokic together, that genius combination. Though I will say there was a lot of things I disagreed with Adelman in this game. But so, which kind of leads me into breaking down the game. Let's get into what happened in this game. Well, first quarter, the Clips win the tip. And Collins misses a 3, Cam with the rebound. Nuggets not able to get the first bucket. Ball goes back to the Clips. And Zubac is skyhook over Yoke for the first bucket of the game. Another not so great start to a game. If you remember last night, they didn't really get a great start. And now tonight, they didn't really get a good start. So, and I also would like to say, too, I should have said this beforehand, but I did get a chance to see it. I didn't see the original or the Denver feed. I had to opt in for the Laker feed, which was excruciating. If you're a Denver fan, you understand that it was extremely excruciating. The only way I could watch it was on the FanDuel app, and that was a Clippers. So then Derek Jones with an uncontested dunk gets the Clips up by 4. Murray then charges to the rim, gets a layup plus the foul to get the Nuggets on the board, makes the bucket for the and one. Jamal then draws an offensive foul on Derek Jones, who was starting to get very, very frustrated. And Nuggets then not able to capitalize as Collins gets a long 2. Zubac scores another skyhook over Jokic, and then it looked like he was still kind of warming up, and warming up he definitely was. Finally, Jokic gets his first bucket with a skyhook over Zubac, a little bit of like repayment there. So then Jokic gets the steal, long passes it to CB, back to Jokic for the dunk, and forces Clips to take the first timeout of the game. Hardaway checks in and draws a charge on Derek Jones. I'm telling you, Derek Jones was not having a fun night tonight. He was so frustrated. Cam then gets his own rebound, gets his first bucket of the night, and gets the Nuggets a short-lived 1-point lead. Cam then checks out of the game with a foul because he got injured, and he would actually leave the game with an arm strain. So the crazy thing about this, too, is that the foul that he took the foul intentionally to, like, Harden was just trying to go for the basket. It should have been a regular foul. They gave Harden a take foul for that shit. Stupid ridiculous. But he had to leave, unfortunately. And then Jokic responds with a step back, makes it, gets the foul as well, makes the foul for the and one. Jokic then gets a steal, and they call a take foul on Lopez this time, who throws a tantrum despite it actually being a take foul. Like, what Lopez did and what Cam did were completely different things. Lopez actually did a take foul, whereas Cam didn't take a take foul. Like, there was no take foul there. Harden actually had the ball, and there was no, like, in transition. He was going for the bucket, so that would have been a shooting foul, not a take foul. Nuggets then turning it up on the transition. CB finds Tim Hardaway Jr. for the pocket 3, makes it. Awesome, followed by another 3 by Jokic. Jokic with a jumper makes it a 10-point Nuggets lead, followed by Jokic drawing a Lopez third foul of the quarter. Already in the first quarter, Lopez had racked up 3 fouls. Jokic then racks up 22 points so far in the first quarter, and then knocks down a 3 to make it 25 in the first, making history, y'all. Jokic made history. The most amount of points in the first quarter. 25 points for the big guy. CB gets a bad ankle sprain with Harden stepping on his foot. And then, of course, they call it a foul and sends Harden to the line. And CB really wasn't the same afterwards. He would actually check out later on. Miller then puts up a buzzer beater 3 to knock down the Nuggets lead to 4. However, the Nuggets still win the first 39-35. Second quarter, Nuggets start the quarter off with Murray, P-Watt, Brucey B, Strother, and Big Val as both teams aren't able to score on their first attempts. Miller, after several more attempts by both teams, finally knocks down a three for the first bucket of the quarter. Bogey immediately afterwards drains a three to get the Clippers up by 2. Nuggets take a timeout. Obviously, they had to take a timeout. There was just lulling way too much. It was super embarrassing. Nuggets then still not able to score as the Clips go on a 8-0 run. Strother with a floater finally gets the Nuggets on the board, but Bogey keeps on making threes, extending the lead to 8. Clips go on a 19-2 run and are able to get to 51st with a 3. Like, I'm telling you, these second quarters kill the Nuggets, despite Jokic still playing in them or, getting a big lead or whatever. We get killed in these second quarters. Jokic checks back in at the 7-minute mark as well as CB does, but CB, like I'm telling you, he was not right. And you could even see it in the way he was running. And I think there was even a moment there where he gave it back to Jokic and said, I can't do this. And so they actually try to get him out. AG with a rolling layup cuts the lead to 7, and then followed by a 3 knocks down the lead to 4. 3 by AG there. Clips holding their ground though as they get the lead back to 8. Finally, Jokic drains a 3 to stop the bleeding, and then Chris Dunn gets a 3-point play. And I can't tell you how much I cannot stand Chris Dunn. I mean, pretty much the entire Clippers roster. The only one I can actually vibe with a little bit is Bogey, and that's because he's best friends with Jokic. But I mean, all of them, and I have a lot of respect for Zubac, I'll say that. But the rest of them, man, they're so frustrating to watch. Back-to-back Nuggets threes gets it back down to 3. Or a 4-point play, I should say. Spencer Jones then is put in, and I don't know why Adelman chose for his assignment to defend Harden. We all know that CB defends Harden great, so much so that Harden gets super frustrated with CB. We saw it in the playoffs, right? They almost win at it. And so they put Spencer Jones on Harden, and as you would think, Harden totally takes advantage of this and constantly goes to the foul line by drawing fouls on Spencer Jones. Spencer Jones actually racked up 5 fouls tonight. 3 of them, I'm guessing, were in the second quarter. And then within a 3-minute or 2-minute stand. So he gets sent back to the line multiple times, and on one of the attempts, it was for a 3-point play. Actually, not a 3-point play, it was for a 3. He fouled him at the arc. A jump shooter, shit that Malone would have gone crazy about, and gets it to a 7-point game. Clips then win the second, 33-24. Clips on top going into the half, 68-63. And if you know anything about the Nuggets this season, you know that the game is not over. The third quarter is our best quarter, and boy, was it ever. Third quarter, Nuggets start off with Murray, Jokic, AG, Tim Hardaway Jr., and Spencer Jones as Nuggets start the quarter off with a 3 from Spencer Jones. Phenomenal off an assist from Jokic in the pocket. Great first start. And it didn't end there. AG then gets fouled and goes to the line and makes both to tie the game. Jamal on a drive gets Nuggets the 2-point lead and forces Clips to timeout. And then open lob for Derek Jones ties the game back up again. Jokic then draws a blocking foul for a bucket plus the foul, and Clips challenge the call. I don't know why they challenged the call, but I'm glad they did. I'm glad they called a challenge on that so that they could get rid of their challenge. And so it was unsuccessful, obviously. Jokic went to the line to make it a 4-point play because it was a 3 that he made, got fouled there, and so they challenged it. And the thing I will give credit for Ty Lue on is this, the fact that he actually took a challenge. Because if we know anything about Adelman does not challenge shit. So I'm glad that, I will respect that Ty Lue actually challenges stuff. And I wish that Adelman would do that more often and when it's actually needed and not when, you're not going to win it. Spencer Jones then gets a steal, but Jamal gives it right back up to Collins. Yoke then slings the rock to Tim Hardaway Jr., who gets a 3 plus the foul, gets the lead to 10. Yoke then to Tim Hardaway Jr. again for another 3. And then followed by Jokic getting a 3 himself. Like, it was raining threes for the Nuggets in this quarter. Then we get a little Yoke P-Watt action off of a Yoke steal. Gets Yoke a layup, and the Nuggets lead goes up to 16. Then Yoke gets fouled on a layup, goes to the line to make 2, both for the Nuggets' first to 100, and Yoke gets his 50th point here. Yoke and P-Watt action again. P-Watt Euros for a dunk. Murray, after drawing an offensive foul, gets the buzzer beater floater. Like, it was phenomenal. You got, I think it was like a turnover on the Clippers, and then the Nuggets end gets Murray, that little buzzer beater floater, and the Nuggets outscore the Clippers 43-22. Let's go. That was like, I was asking for a dominant third quarter, and a dominant quarter is what I got, what we all got. That was phenomenal. Fourth quarter, Nuggets start off with a lineup of AG, Murray, Strother, Brucey B, and Big Val as Bogey misses a 3. Big Val on the other end floats in the first bucket of the quarter. AG with a steal on the fast break gets fouled, no call. Absolutely no call, and it was bullshit because they called it a block when, look at the replay. It's all arm. I forget who the guy was. It's one of the new guys on the Clippers, but he tries to strip AG of the ball on the fast break, and it's all arm, completely all arm. I don't know why the refs didn't even go back to look at it, because that was some bullshit. And unfortunately, on no calls, you can't really challenge that. Otherwise, I'm sure Adelman would have, but that was some bullshit right there. P-Watt then with a big block on Zubac leads to a step back 3 from Murray. Phenomenal. Then Murray with a layup plus the foul from Zubac goes to the line, makes it. Like, the Nuggets were just clicking on all cylinders now. It like that horrible start, you had a little rev up, and then finally in the third and fourth quarter was where we were really shining. Jokic then checks back in at the 6-minute mark. And this is where I don't really agree with Adelman doing this. I mean, he already had 50 points. You already were having a 16-point lead. I don't think you needed to check Jokic back in at the 6-minute mark on the fourth quarter. Like, maybe sit him out and let Big Val cook, because Big Val was doing great. However, he checks back in, and then Spencer Jones gets a steal. And once he gets the steal, all of a sudden a fan runs out onto the court and disrupts the play. And the thing that makes me more upset about this is that while he ran out onto the court and distracted everyone, P-Watt made a mid-court shot. And because they called the whistle on the fan, they didn't count the shot. It was phenomenal play by P-Watt. It was so beautiful. If you go and you can look it up and see it, it is so beautiful. The mid-court shot from P-Watt. And yet nothing. However, we're still up. So garbage minutes start at the 3-minute mark, and we get some Hunter Tyson minutes, which was just horrendous. Anytime you know that we have a big lead and then Hunter comes on the floor, we're going to lose that big lead. And because of that, the Clips actually take over the quarter. Pickett finally gets a 3, and that was pretty much all we got in the last couple of minutes, was that 1-3. Clips win the fourth quarter 26-24. And however, the Nuggets still win. Once again, final score 130-116, and extend our lead, our winning streak, to 6 games, and the Clippers to 6 losses. Let's go, Nuggets. Oy. But seriously, Hunter Tyson, I can't with him. I can't. We need him off the team. We've given him 3 years to try to make something, and he just hasn't been better. Like, at least P-Watt has shown in the 4 years that he's been on the squad that he can actually improve. There's been 0 improvement from Hunter Tyson. Like, we need to get off of his contract now. It's ridiculous. But we'll get into the big stats here. So Cam Johnson, in the 7 minutes that he played, made 2 points, 3 rebounds. He was 1 for 3 from field, 0 for 1 from 3. Still not making that 3 ball, but it was 1 attempt, not 12 this time. He had 0 turnovers again. Obviously, in 7 minutes, like not a lot you can do in 7 minutes, at least for someone of his caliber. One personal foul, which was that take foul, which is stupid. He shouldn't have that, but whatever. And he was a -1. I'm not going to fault Cam at all for this one. I mean, he got hurt. Like, I'm not going to fault him. AG, Aaron Gordon, played 30 minutes tonight, racked up 18 points, 5 rebounds, 1 block. He was 6 for 12 from field, 2 for 6 from 3, 4 for 4 from free throws. He had 1 turnover, 0 personal fouls. He was a +28, tied for the highest plus minus. I'm guessing you can guess who the other 28 is. Skip over to CB, who only played 16 minutes until he checked out of the game as well. 6 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. He was 2 for 2 from field, 2 for 2 from free throws, 1 turnover, 1 personal foul. He was a +8. So again, not a lot of minutes for him. And if it was Jokic or Murray, like Murray on a hot streak kind of thing, he probably would have racked up double digits. So, but still, the fact that his efficiency was 100%. I mean, only made 2 shots, but still pretty awesome. Jamal Murray, it was a very disappointing game for him. I think that the calf is still bothering him. You can tell, and you gotta rest him. I mean, luckily now, I think they don't play until Saturday, so we get a little bit of break. But you're going on the road back to Minnesota, which is not fun, and you're going to be guarded by Ant. So they have to do whatever they need to do to get Jamal Murray 100% or as close to 100% by then. So then he played 32 minutes tonight, and that's the other thing I don't get. If you're injured already and you got a calf strain, why are you playing 32 minutes? He racked up 15 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 4 steals. So the defense was there, especially in that third quarter. He was 5 for 16 from field, so the ball was not dropping for him. 1 for 5 from 3, 4 for 4 from free throws, 3 turnovers, 0 personal fouls. He was a +11. Bench-wise, not a lot I want to talk about bench-wise, except for the fact that Tim Hardaway Jr. played 20 minutes. He had 12 points, 1 rebound, 3 assists, 1 steal. He was 3 for 7 from field, 3 for 5 from 3, 3 for 3 from free throws, 0 turnovers, 1 personal foul. He was a +24. Everyone else on the bench, except for Spencer Jones, is a minus. Spencer Jones was a +15. He had 15 minutes, 3 points, 0 rebounds, 1 assist. He had 1 steal. He was 1 for 1 from field, 1 for 1 and 3. And then he had 0 turnovers, 5 personal fouls. So stat-wise, not very great. But he did have a great impact later on in the game. After, Harden wasn't on the floor and he was assigned other players to guard, then he started to actually do well. And then also Big Val played only 10 minutes tonight. That's what I'm talking about. Like, why are you playing Jokic 33 minutes and your backup big only 10? Like, that shouldn't be happening. I really am not okay with that. So, and Valanciunas made 8 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, and 1 block. He was 3 for 4 from field, 0 for 1 from 3, and 2 for 4 from free throws. 1 turnover, 1 personal foul. He was a -10. And then Hunter Tyson was a -4, as well as Zeke. So like the garbage minutes were -4 all overall. Strawther still isn't making great shots and is still not having a great impact. He's very underwhelming right now, and I'm very disappointed in him. I really hope that it starts to go his way, because at least with Cam Johnson, you're getting amazing defense with him. He's making a great impact on the floor, but Strawther is just kind of nothing. He's still getting baited by these fouls, not making shots, and not really having a big impact. He's not getting the steals, not getting the blocks. Like, I don't know what's going on with him, but he is not having the best season right now. Really odd, because it was like the whole offseason was like the storyline was that he was really ready and he was working out a lot and everything, and he was ready to come back and just like ball out. And now we got like 4 points a game, if that. Not great. He needs to do better. But all right, let's time. No more waiting. Nikola Jokic, our main man. A masterclass. This guy put on, I kid you not, a freaking masterclass tonight. 33 minutes, 55 points, 12 rebounds, 6 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, 18 for 23 from field, a 78% shooting efficiency. Like, this is 2K shit. I'm not even joking here. Like, I'm not even like, this is no lies or anything. This is exactly his stats here. 5 for 6 from 3, 14 for 16 in free throws, which a lot of people are, a foul merchant or whatever. No, he was this time playing the game, and any time that he got hit with a foul, it was definitely touching of the arm. Like, he definitely kind of drew it. It wasn't SGA kind of baiting. I will say that. Like, I've seen the difference, and it was different than what SGA was doing. There might have been a little of oversell at times, but still, he went to the line 16 times, made 14 of them. He had 2 turnovers, which is phenomenal for him, and 1 personal foul, which again is also phenomenal for him. And again, he was also a plus 28. So, man, that leads me into my big take. So my big take is this. Jokic had the best season ever last year, averaging a triple-double, and we all wondered, how could he get better? Well, now we see his efficiency is through the roof, while still averaging a triple-double. He scored the most amount of minutes in history in the first quarter tonight and ended with 55 points. We are witnessing an unreal performance from one of the best players to ever play the game. Jokic tonight played 33 minutes, and Adelman brought him back in the fourth quarter. And at what cost, though? Both CB and Cam got injured in this game. Cam, AG, and Jamal all have been questionable for a month now. With it being 8th of the season already, we can't afford injuries. I wish Adelman had rest Jokic tonight in the fourth and let Big Val continue to cook, because he was doing that. He was barbecue chickening Lopez and Zubac at times. He was taking it to them. I just hope that Adelman's gamble didn't have a huge cost to the Nuggets in the coming games. Because again, we're facing next up is the Timberwolves, our dreaded rival, the Timberwolves, who always bring their finals level playing against us, specifically us. And so I just really hope that the way that Adelman played the game tonight did not cost the Nuggets, any issues in the future here. But with this win now, we are now sitting at the 2nd seed, because the Spurs took a loss tonight. The Lakers took a loss tonight. However, the Rockets went up. So this is the standing as of right now. You got Oklahoma City, obviously, is first with 12-1. I got the Nuggets there at the 2nd seed in the West. Now, Spurs the 3rd. Rockets are the 4th. The Lakers are the 5th seed now. They dropped to the 5th seed, but they're lost tonight. Minnesota, with a 3-game winning streak right now, went up to the 6th seed. And then we get the play-in area of the Phoenix Suns as the 7th seed, Portland Trailblazers as the 8th seed, and the Warriors at the 9th seed, with Utah at the 10th seed. So the big reason I wanted to bring this up is I wanted to ask all of you, when you're looking at the standings here, who are you most surprised about? Let me know in the comments below. For me, when I look at this, I did not expect the Phoenix Suns to end up as a 7th seed, let alone the Clippers down in the 12th seed. Those are the 2 biggest surprises to me. Followed by then the Utah Jazz being in the 10th seed, with Memphis the 11th seed. Like, I know things in Memphis are not good right now. A lot of heat between the coach there with John Morant. They're on a 3-game losing streak. Things are not great for them. But Utah has been really just strange that they're up so much. Warriors, I expected them to be higher than they are right now. And that's mainly because Curry has been missing a couple of games with an illness. He finally got back, but he's still kind of not himself yet. I'm sure that in the second end of the season, they're going to have a phenomenal stretch there where they amp back up into at least the top, I want to say top 6. I think Golden State is going to end in one of the top 6 there, if not the 6th seed. The other thing here is when I look at the first 6, I definitely think the Nuggets are going to end up in the top 3. Obviously the Dust Bunnies are going to be in the top 3 as well, though I am not sold on them being the 1 seed by the end of the season. I know that they're playing phenomenal right now, but you know how the season can be, and it can be. So they still have they have the best chance of being the 1 seed, but I'm not sold 100% on them being the 1 seed. So, I do think that they're going to be still in the top 3. The other third one, I was already expecting the Spurs to be dominant this season, and they've still been very dominant, despite the fact that, they took a loss tonight, but they're 1 game behind us now. And the Rockets are on the climb. So, I think that when it comes to the top 3, for that third position, it's going to be between the Spurs and the Rockets. I think Lakers are going to take the 4th or the 5th seed. I think they're pretty much where they're going to be by the end of the season here. And then Minnesota and Golden State are going to battle it out for that 6th seed. That's what my feeling is. I know Portland is going to be a contender a little bit more so now this season. They're going to make the playoffs for sure. So now we go over to the Eastern Conference. And, I think the big surprise for me in this one is just how well the Detroit Pistons are actually playing right now. They're playing phenomenal basketball. They only have 2 losses with 10 wins. I think a lot of people thought that Cleveland Cavaliers were going to be the 1 seed by now, and they are definitely still on the trend upwards, but so is Detroit with an 8-game winning streak. They have the longest winning streak right now, second being the Nuggets. And then you have the Knicks, who were at the 2nd seed in the East. Now they took a loss tonight, so they fall to the 3rd seed. And then the Chicago Bulls have just been on a trending downward slope without Giddey and I think some of the other and Kobe White and Josh Giddey. Without them in the lineup, they've been disastrous, and they've gone on a 4-game losing streak. They were the 1 seed. If you remember, they had a 5-0 start to the season. Now they've dropped to the 9th seed on a 4-game losing streak. And the Bulls, where they are right now, is kind of where I felt like they were going to end up in. Now they got to get back into the top 6, which I think they can maybe make the top. They might end up in like the 5 or 6 seed, but I don't know. I'm not sold on them having a dominant season at all. I think on the Eastern side, it is definitely going to be between the 3 that are there right now, the Pistons, Cavaliers, and Knicks. I think the Knicks will probably be battling with the Cavaliers for that 2nd seed all season. And then you have the wild card of the Sixers right now. So, but let me know in the comments of what you think of both of these conference standings as we are right now at 8th way into the season. Funny how time flies by so quickly now, especially when you're focused on all this stuff. But let me know in the comments what you think. And that's pretty much all I got for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a like and subscribe. Share it out to your friends and family. And again, if you feel gracious enough to give me a donation, the PayPal link is in the description of this video, as well as in the description of the profile. I would really appreciate any kind of help you get to help keep this thing going on. And if you want to add a comment or a take of yourself that you of the season or the Nuggets, I'll read it off in the next episode. But you've been listening to CS 105.1, where I talk about the Nuggets with good vibes. We'll catch you later.